guys. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about my experience as an art student at A&T. I don't know where I should start. It's mainly positive stuff. Like I haven't had no negative experience while I'm there, but yeah, we're just gonna get into it. So I came from ECU, and that's a whole different other story I'm gonna get into later. But when I came originally, I'm just gonna talk about my experience first. My experience when I transferred, because I transferred there, and y'all, I had a good experience transferring because usually when people transfer, I transferred from ECU as a senior. I transferred as a senior, and usually when you transfer, you drop like a whole 10 classes down. Like usually I know this one guy, he was a junior, he transferred, and then when he transferred, he dropped from a junior to a freshman. Thankfully, that wasn't my story. Like when I transferred, I went from being a senior to a junior, which was good. So, okay, anyways, when I went to orientation and I applied, and there's a whole backstory on why I'm at A&T, but that's another story for another day. Okay, so when I applied, right, it was, at first I was nervous because I didn't know if I would get in, but 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to get into A&T. If you don't, I'm not sure why you didn't get in, but 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to get into A&T. So I applied, got in, and then I went to orientation. Now when I went to orientation, I was worried because I was supposed to be registering for classes, and I was supposed to do that like way before I went there. Like I think I went to the very last orientation, and classes was starting like 2 weeks or the week after that or something. So I went really late, and I was worried because I tried registering for classes, but I couldn't because everything I was trying to register for wouldn't let me in because I needed a prerequisites, and that was so annoying. So I needed help. So I went to orientation, and I met my advisor. I didn't know he was going to be my advisor at the time, but he was mainly like the head over the art program. Shout out to Carter. His name is Carter, if y'all ever go there. But I met him, and he had heard about me because, first of all, my sister went to A&T, and she was already in the program. And he had heard about me, so he like kind of already knew my situation. And when I tried to apply, right, he already saw like all my credits, and he knew I was a senior. So in his mind, he's like, why would she try to transfer as a senior? That's kind of silly. But he knew something was up. So he called me up when I had met him. He called me up because at the time they were helping everyone register for the classes. And he called me up. He was like, why would you transfer here when you were a senior at ECU? And like I said, y'all, it's a long story. But just know when I told him, he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I knew it. You knew what? But anyways, so he helped me register for all my classes, and he was my advisor. So what he did was he put me in every class that I needed without the prerequisite. So I didn't have to worry about nothing. Actually, he made my schedule, so I really didn't have to worry about anything. And that was really nice. So that was a good experience, and I was ready to go. I didn't know where I was going to live, but thankfully A&T is nice to transfer students, not current students, but they're nice to transfer students. So my dorm that I got, I was able to be in one of like the on-campus housing like dorm apartments. So I moved into Campus Edge. That's one of the dorms there. It's like an apartment type style. And I was supposed to have 2 roommates, but I only had one like the whole semester. But yeah, I got rooming. I got registered for classes. I was ready to go. So I met all my teachers. While I'm meeting all my teachers, okay, here's what I like about A&T. This is the first thing I'm talking about, the teachers. I met my teachers, and first of all, one of my teachers was my advisor, Carter. Okay, Carter, can I just say, okay, before I say this, let me just say, all my teachers know what they're talking about. Like, the one thing I really liked about A&T was every teacher knew what they're talking about. Everyone knew what they were talking about. Like, they had experience of what they were doing, and they were trying to put you on. So my teachers this past semester, I went for the spring 2024 semester. My teachers were Carter, Hooker, McClinton, and Lucas. And there was another one I forgot. Oh, Hooker was 1 for 2. But if y'all know any of them, let me know down in the comments. But everybody knew what they was talking about, which is what I liked. Hooker, he's I'm not even gonna say he's hard. His class is not hard. His class is not hard at all. It's more like he just means business. Like, he's a real artist. One thing I liked about my teachers were they all are real artists and they know what they're talking about. Okay, at ECU, they did not know what they was talking about. But again, that's a different story. Let me stop bringing them up, actually. But anyways, yeah, everybody knew what they were talking about. Hooker is a real artist. He's an international artist. He's one of those types where, like, you know how you do reports on people from the past in, like, a history class? Because they impacted, like, the future pretty much. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say. But long story short, Hooker is one of those people, like, and he knows everybody from, like, everybody from the past, like, that time. Like, if y'all know Faith Ringgold, rip to that queen. But if y'all know Faith Ringgold, like, example, like, he knows who that is. Go look her up. Okay. If you know Paul Goodnight, he knows who that is personally. He has him on speed dial, actually. Go look him up. Yeah, like, he had, I think he's had shows in, I think he said what, like, China, London, Paris, all those places. Like, Tyler Perry has some of his pieces. I think he said Oprah does too. Now, don't quote me on everything, but I just know it's some famous people who got his stuff. Okay. So yeah, he's a real artist. My teacher, Miss McClinton, shout out to her because I work for her now. She's a muralist, an international muralist. She does murals all around Greensboro. Well known. The lady is in a museum. She got a piece in a museum. Like, she knows what she's talking about. And then Miss Lucas has her own company. She did my class for advertising design. Shout out to her if she ever sees this. But she knows what she's talking about too. Like, advertising, like, she makes you think of, like, the psychological things behind advertising and art and all that stuff. Like, she makes you, like, understand why you do what you do. Like, you don't just create just to create, but you understand why you put every piece where it is when you create. And I love that. And yeah, I think I talked about everyone, but basically everyone knows their stuff. And I have not had a problem with anybody. Like, they all pushed me. They all inspired me. Like, they believed in me. Like, everybody. Like, Miss McClinton, I work for her now. And just working under her is, like, top tier. So inspiring. But, yeah. So, let me see. Oh, let me mention too, okay, in these classes, one thing Hooker always says in his class: this is not no Mickey Mouse workshop class. So when you do stuff in his class and everybody else's class, you should be ready for the real world. And that's what I like. Usually when you're at an art class, right, everyone just makes a project, the same topic, same prompt. You got to do it the same way. If you don't do it right, you get a 0, stuff like that. But in his class, he is not playing. Like, everything you paint in his studio techniques class, that's what I took. Everything you paint in his class needs to be ready to put in a show, a gallery, something. You need to be ready. Like, everything needs to be ready. So if your work, the only reason your work wouldn't be good in his class is if you're doing some what he would describe as some Mickey Mouse type stuff, and it's like some child stuff, like something that looks silly. Like he had creative freedom. Yeah, creative freedom in his class. You could create however you wanted, whatever you wanted to. Um, yeah, and just be like, honestly, just be an artist, and that's what I loved about his class. So like he was putting you in place and getting you ready for what's gonna happen in the real world. Carter, Carter, but Carter, he talks his head off. He does, but he knows what he's talking about. He's the type, and a lot of people say this, he's the type you'll take his class, you'll probably be confused, which is what I was, but some years down the line, you're gonna be like, oh, that's what he was talking about, because he knows what he's talking about, okay? Like, he's getting you ready for the real world, too, and how people think, how they really think. Like, he's not gonna lie to you, okay? Carter is not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say Miss Lucas. Okay, Miss Lucas's class, we had real life opportunities for advertising design. It was mainly like graphic design. I'm not really into graphic design, but turns out I'm pretty decent at graphic design. My sister is looking at me crazy, but it's okay. But I'm not really into graphic design because I want to be an animator. But in her class, she gave us real life projects, not projects just for a grade. Everything that we did in the program was not just for a grade, it was for real life projects. So in her class, we did something for TEDx Greensboro, and the lady who is kind of like a head or a manager, she came and talked to us and told us what she wanted for basically like her campaign or whatever, and we really designed it, and whoever she liked the best, she was gonna choose and use. Now I don't know if she actually used whoever won, because I didn't win, somebody else did, but I don't know if she actually used it, but just know it was real life, okay? And we did one for Ebony. Like Ebony, like they really, like, we were in a meeting talking to some folks, and we were in an Ebony like whole, like, I wouldn't say competition, but Ebony campaign pretty much. And there was one more that we did. Oh, I don't think it was for anybody else, but y'all get the picture. So that, like, every class that I took was preparing you for the real world, and honestly, your portfolio should be ready to go by the time you graduate in every class, which is what I really love. I really love that. So my next point, okay, I think that was number 2. So number 2 was opportunities, real world opportunities. Number 3, showing up to class. Okay, so the opportunities were good. I hope y'all don't hear them talking in the background, but it's okay. The opportunities were good, right? I love the opportunities. This is just a tip, I think, really, but showing up to class, at A&T, I guess they got more strict on their policy. So last year before I came there, they were kind of, I guess, lackadaisical, and they let people who didn't come to class sometimes still pass and stuff like that. But y'all, if y'all decide to go and y'all see this video, go to class. Okay, it goes a long way, actually. 9 times, I really don't understand how people don't, like, want to come to class, and then, like, if you don't come to class, you're not gonna understand, like, what's going on. So I feel like it's simpler to go to class, and 9 times out of 10, it's not that bad. Like, y'all, if y'all don't know, if this is your first time taking an art classes in college are 3 hours long. And I used to think that was bad, but honestly, it's not that bad. It goes by pretty fast, and you need that whole time. You can't have an art class for like an hour because you need that time to work. So show up to class. It goes a long way as far as your grade, literally, now, because I guess they're more strict on the attendance. So it goes a long way. And yeah, it just helps you. Like, it helps you get, like, kind of like favor with, like, the teachers, because they see you're actually trying to show up and do your work and all that stuff. So make sure y'all go to class, honestly. Let me see. What point is this? I don't know what point is this. This is number 3 or 4. Okay, y'all just keep up. I can't remember. I'm just talking. So, number 3 or 4. I think it's 4. Number 3 or 4. the students. Now, this is my experience. And honestly, this was my experience at my last college, kind of. And I think it's just the way art kids are set up. But the students, the art students, everyone is so everyone is so nice. Everyone is so nice, and everyone feels like a big family. Okay, like, I honestly came, and y'all don't shoot me for this. If any of my classmates or friends from ANC see this, don't shoot me. But I really wanted to come to ANC and not make any friends, just because I've had experiences in the past, and because I didn't want to get distracted. Like, I didn't want to get distracted. I wanted to make good grades this time, because, yeah, I want to make good grades this time. So I came to college and I did not want to make any friends. I didn't want to talk to anybody. So I came to A&T quiet. I did not say nothing to nobody. But for some reason, you can't do that at A&T. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the fact that everyone talks to you. Everybody. Literally everybody. Like, all the art kids talk to each other. They all, like, come up to you and say stuff. You don't even have to say a word. It's been multiple times where I didn't say a word and people came up to me and would just start talking to me. And at first I was like, ugh. Like, I don't want to talk. What are we doing? But they're not bad. I wasn't trying to be mean. It's just like, I don't want to talk to nobody. But they're going to talk to you. Like, they were just so nice. Like, I couldn't take it. They were so nice. But everyone's, like, really a big family. Everybody knows everybody. If you don't know somebody's name, just ask somebody else. They probably know them. My sister used to go there, so a lot of people knew me from my sister. It would just instantly start talking to me. Some people I would started to talk to, and then others I didn't talk to. The others I didn't talk to, when they found out my sister used to go there, then they started talking to me like we were friends, like we'd known each other for 10 years. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, I just can't be a loner. Like, but I didn't need to be a loner. Okay, so it's okay. All the people I met, I love y'all. Shout out to Cyan. I love you, Cyan, if you ever see this. Shout out to Aspen. I love Aspen. Shout out to T-Sharp. And some other people, but yeah. Y'all get the image. Y'all know what number it is. The advisors. I'm not going to speak for every advisor, but I can tell you about my advisor. My advisor was my teacher. Okay, guys. If y'all see the camera and it's in a different position, or if the video looks a little different, just know we had to switch cameras, so just a heads up. But what was I saying? Okay, back to the advisors. Y'all, my advisor is good. My advisor, I already told y'all what he did for me. My advisor, Carter, he helped me out the first time I ever came. He basically did my whole schedule. And that was really helpful. Like, I'm glad he did it because it left me up. I didn't have to stress at all about it. So I was really grateful for that. Next point, I want to talk about, I think that's really it. I want to talk about, like, just extra stuff. I like how close the buildings are. It's 2 buildings you're in, Deadly and Fraser. I don't think you're in any other building if you're an art student. Very convenient. They're, like, right next to each other. Literally, you can walk back and forth. And yeah, it's really convenient. Like, no one knows though that art is in the Dudley building. Like, if you ever tour A&T, you literally go stand right in front of it. That's where the Greensboro 4 statue is. You literally go and the tour guides take you right in front of the statues, and right behind it is the Dudley building, and they'll tell you about the Dudley building and all that stuff, but the tour guides don't even know that there's art in the building. So just know that you'll be in that building, and you'll be in the building right next to it, Fraser. And I like how close they are in proximity. Now, here's what I'm upset about, because I didn't have to worry about parking. A&T students, the parking is horrible. If you got a class and your class is at like 1 o'clock, like say your day starts at like 1 o'clock, let me tell you, you're not going to get parking 9 times out of 10. You're not 9.5 times out of 10. You're not going to get parking. Like, you better come like an hour before class trying to look for a park because you're not going to find it. Unless you have like an early class. Like, I had early classes, so like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I didn't have an 8 o'clock class. I didn't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. But I had like a 9 o'clock class. I found parking every time. But it's because nobody was really on campus, you know? And for the art building, like, there used to be a parking lot right behind Fraser. Y'all, tell me why they took the parking lot. They took the parking lot. It was really a parking lot. It was like one of those parking lots like not many people knew about and not many people went to because everybody else is not on that side of campus. Everybody else is on the other side of campus. But a lot of people didn't know about that little parking lot. So I found parking every time. But y'all, they took it away. Because I think they're building like dorms or something back there. I don't know. But they took it away. So now I actually have to look for parking, which sucks. But it's okay, because if you come early enough, like, you'll find somewhere to park. But if you come at like 12:01, don't even bank on it. You might as well get there early, stay on campus, and wait till your class starts, for real. I think that's it, honestly. Overall, my experience at A&T as an art student has been a good experience. It's been way better than what I had before. Again, y'all let me know if y'all want me to talk about that, because I can make a whole different video on why I left ECU to come to A&T. And it's kind of deep, but I'll explain it. But yeah, y'all let me know if y'all want that video. But overall, my experience has been really good. The teachers believe in me. The teachers push me. Like, every time, like, I thought it was so crazy at ECU for everything that I did. I was discouraged. But here, I just love it. Like, they encourage me like no one's business. Like, all my teachers, like, they be business, like, critiques and stuff. Oh, disclaimer. If you come into college wanting to do art and you can't handle critiques, an honest critique, don't go to college for arts. Don't go. Okay? You need to be able to handle it, because people will be straight up honest with you. Especially, let me tell you, one of my teachers, if you have, Carter's nice now, but if you have Hooker, I don't think, if y'all come after the year 2025, I don't think Hooker will be there. But if y'all come while he's there, bruh, y'all need to be able to handle a critique, because Hooker will literally cuss you out. But he means well. But he will literally cuss you out. Like, if you can't handle critiques, don't go to art school. But it's all for the betterment. Like, you're gonna be a better artist while you're there. And I just love the environment. They all push me. My teachers didn't know why I went to my other school in the first place, because of specific reasons. Again, I will explain that later. But yeah, they didn't know why I went in the first place. So overall, my experience has been great. I love it, the opportunities. Like, I got to talk to famous artists. Like I said, Hooker knows everybody. If y'all know who Paul Goodnight is, go follow him. I got to talk to him on the phone. He helped me with my presentation. He followed me on Instagram. And he's like one of those, like, I used to always grow up seeing his paintings, but I never know who it was. Especially this one. It's like, it has like drums and stuff. Maybe we'll put a picture in the video for y'all to see what I'm talking about. If you've seen it, but I know I've seen it growing up, and I was so amazed, and I didn't know it was him. So just to be able to like talk to him, and like he follows me on Instagram now, it's like, wow, like, oh my god. But yeah, Hooker he just put you on. All the teachers just put you on. They believe it. Your portfolio should be good by the time you leave. You do real world projects. Like, when you apply for a job, the whole thing I like about the art program is when you apply for a job, you already have the experience that you need. So like, sometimes college is a scam. for certain people, because when you go into the workplace is like, you need like 3 to 5 years of experience to get this job. And that kind of sucks, because it's like you just got out of school and you need a job in your field, but you don't have 3 to 5 years of experience, but you need to get the job to get the experience. Okay, so what A&T does is they give you projects so that you get that experience before you get to the real workplace. Pretty much, so you're good. So you literally can say, like, I've already done projects for TEDx Greensboro. I'm not a graphic designer. Okay, I've done graphic design, but I've already done, like, if I were to go that route, I can already say I've already done the projects. You know what I'm saying? So I already have the experience. So yeah, that's been my time at A&T. I love the people. The students are really nice. I haven't met anyone mean yet. Of course, not everyone is perfect, but yeah, it's been really great. I advise every black student. Not saying if you're not black, you can't. I advise every black student. If you want to go into art, go to a HBCU. Okay, go to a HBCU. But yeah, guys, that's my experience, and I'm glad y'all watched this video. If y'all like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any more questions, if there's anything that I left out, y'all let me know, because maybe I can make a part 2, and maybe I can address it in the other video. And I'll write down the questions so I don't forget. Hopefully I didn't jump around all over the place, but if I did, y'all just try and follow along. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Thank y'all for watching. Bye. That was good.